Friday. Tis is. Get Instagram going. We gonna get right into it. Cause I got plans, but that don't mean I ain't gonna look out for y'all. So get ready. Friday is a good time because we don't just if you're new here, let's start there. My name is RJ. I live out here in Medellin, Colombia. I've been living there for 2 years. I moved from South Florida. I'm originally from Philadelphia. And this is your opportunity to get an understanding of one, why you might even want to go on a relocation tour. Y'all might just think that you can just, it's better to just apply for a visa in a place that you've never, excuse me, actually went to. And you might say, oh, well, I've been on vacation. Vacation you and real life you probably are two different kinds of people. Vacation you might love the beach. You might love margaritas and mezcal and all of those things that you do on vacation. You know why? Because in America, they give you those. I say most Americans travel Thursday to Monday. Thursday to Monday is probably about as long as you can get off because you take off 2 days of those 14 days they give you in America when you got a good job. 14 days off a year. So got to use those wisely. Some people are even using sick days to travel, and it's like, uh, it's getting interesting. However, I say with these relocation tours, it's definitely important because so many of you are considering moving abroad, but you have never really been to the place that you are looking to move. Now, let's say you have been there. How long were you there? And were you there? Were you doing tourist things? Were you, let's say you guys are looking to go to Bali? Were you doing the what was that the hanging swing and that beautiful sculpture there? Like, were you doing those things, or were you just saying like, hey, where's what neighborhood should I move into? I don't think most of you guys, when you go on vacation, especially vacation from America, are in a situation where you can even afford to not enjoy the land versus trying to get into a scenario where you know I want to live here and not just on vacation. Shout out to Morgan, my cousin Morgan. She was in like St. Bart's or something, and I was like, she's like, I can move here, and I'm like, we from Philly. You gonna move in a beach town all the time? Like it is definitely the break from Philly that you need. But is it? Is it somewhere? And like she probably might be like, "Yep, it is," and go and have a great time. But I just tell y'all to just anybody just bear with caution when you consider like moving abroad and signing yourself up for a country. So this whole moving abroad thing is like dating. You wouldn't go to that first date with an engagement ring. I think a visa is an engagement ring. A visa that you have to do paperwork with is an engagement ring. You guys, a lot of people don't know how their passport works, so don't realize that places like Colombia, places like Mexico, you get up to 180 days in those two places. Now that doesn't go across the board around the world with your American passport, but it does give you the opportunity because 180 days is 6 months. That's, I mean, 3 months. I spent 3 months in Medellin and knew I didn't want to go anywhere else. I had places on my radar, but I knew that I didn't want to go anywhere else because I was already like, I didn't want to live in a beach town. Now, that's a me thing, might not be a you thing, but I always was coming from South Florida. So I realized that, like, I mean, not only was I coming from South Florida, so I lived in Fort Lauderdale, but I also used to be, before I started travel, I used to be a party promoter in Miami. So like I'm like I have seen everything you need to see in South Florida and the beach towns and how those things operate. But so many of you guys are like, let's go here. Let's go to the beach town. And I'm like, I mean, maybe that's what you want to do. Somebody told me that they live in Mexico and they were like, yo, Sometimes I forget I'm in Mexico. I feel like I'm in Atlanta. They got hookah everywhere. There's all this cool stuff going on. And I'm like, yeah, nah. That. I'm not looking for that in my expat journey and my move abroad. But so many of you guys don't realize that you actually have to do what brother David Blake used to say, rest in peace, David. Every day used to say, you need to inspect what you expect. If you expect it, why would you not go there to make certain that it is what it is that you're looking for before you actually go and sell all your stuff, move abroad? Like, why would you do that? I know. So many people in America are willing to jump out the window and figure it out on their way down. I get it. It's getting hot in there. You've been watching the last couple of days. I keep having CNN on at this time because I really want to know what it is that you guys are hearing. One, about the world. Two, about what's going on in America. Donald Trump said, I'm like, oh shit. Donald Trump said, why would I go visit where all of these Americans just died? What am I going to be? Go swimming? All right now. Day 11. Maybe this is maybe this is a positive term. 11 is my lucky number. So maybe every day after day 11 of this new administration, it gets better. But what if it doesn't? I'm already here. But we talked about Fridays. Fridays, we do this every Monday through Friday, unless I am traveling with, the groups that we bring out here. But I tell you, um, Mondays, I tell you why I left. There's a lot of things that you guys don't, because America provides normalcy for BS. You forgot that you didn't used to like the stuff. So I tell you why I left, because you might get woken up again and say, hey, Mike, I forgot I didn't like that. But I have to deal with it all the time. Whether it's gas prices, grocery prices, mass incidents being commonplace. Every day is somebody else getting mass incidented. Tuesdays are about mental health, because how do I wake something up without talking to you about, one, what you may be dealing with, and two, where you could possibly find relief by moving abroad, because a lot of the things that America teaches you that is normal, it's not. America says this is a world problem. Somebody wrote on the one of the comments the other day, we live in a materialistic world. No, we don't. You live in America. You don't live in a materialistic world. How dare you? You haven't even gone to the world. So how you say we live in a materialistic world? Not like to him or them, but that is the common thought process when we look at, moving abroad. So America has coined the term third world country. They love to say other places are third world countries. However, so many of you guys are in a situation where said third world countries, out of your mouth, have more access to basic human needs than you do. Paying a premium doesn't mean that you're in the best world. Excuse me, the best country in the world. You guys pay out the ass for healthcare. So many third world countries have access to free healthcare. So you guys forgot that America became a business at the time that it was supposed to be a government that was supposed to inwardly care about said citizens. You see billions of dollars getting taken out of America while teachers are underpaid, while the police situation, we're literally financing, we have for-profit prisons, which means if anybody knows about a for-profit business, never mind the P word, but a for-profit business means that they are going to do what they need to do to make money. So if you're a prison and you make money by prisoners, and let's say everybody that's bad, all those wrongdoers in the United States, all those lawbreakers, the jaywalkers. No, I'm not even talking about jaywalkers. I'm talking about like all of the people that commit crimes, robbing people, killing, all of that. What if they just stopped? What if they just stopped and turned over a new leaf? Do you think those for-profit businesses would shut down and say, I'm glad that's over. We no longer have any reason to keep this business open. Hell no. Nah. You guys have sold your soul for capitalism and not realizing that it's impacting why it is that you don't have any health care, why it is that so many Americans can't read. Shoot, never mind even reading. Apparently, the United States News says so many of you guys can't even add. Math, they said, was it 31% of eighth graders in 2024 are proficient in reading? They said, let's not even get into math. The greatest country in the world. So we talk about this relocation because relocation in Fridays, we get there. We talked about Monday, we get into why I left. Tuesday, we talk about mental health. Wednesdays, we talk about the 6 steps. Because I don't just wake you up. I want to give you something that you can use. So there's a 6 steps that you can use, whether it's you moving to Colombia, whether it is you moving abroad. These 6 steps are must do things that you need to move abroad. And Thursday, we talk about what America lied to you about. So many of you guys have literally traded life for stuff and things. So many of you guys are in a situation where you woke up and said, I need to go get that money so I can go get that stuff. And y'all left y'all kids sitting there like, but I got them all this stuff. And it's like, your kid need a dad. They don't need no stuff. Toddlers are play with a box. They didn't need the latest anything. They needed a present parent. But so many of you guys have run into scenarios where you think that that is where it is that you need to put your value into. So when we talk about relocation tours, it gives you the opportunity to see what actual life like is in the place that you've narrowed down. One of the first steps in the 6 steps is the ideation stage because you have to think about it. You have to do some research. And I'm not talking about the research that led you to vote for Donald Trump. I'm talking about the research that you need to figure out, is the place that I'm looking for, is that where I need to go? Now, you can do so much so much research on your couch where you're sitting here watching this. But you're going to eventually have to say, okay, let me take said research and apply it. Not only giving you guys things that you can think about, but I want to give you some application. And I always tell you, like, listen, so we have a couple of group chats on Facebook, and we have Black and Traveling and Moving to Colombia Q&A. We have Black Expats and Digital Nomads in Medellin. And an anonymous member, which is fine, because they probably wondered, like, I've got to do better. I've got so much here, and you guys are going to see a lot more of this content that'll come out as far as not the long-term stuff, because I always do these things long form, but the short form things that I've clipped up. I got so many clips that I need to just get out to you guys, because they were like, why is I'm on the internet looking to move abroad, and everyone is charging money, and we're just trying to get the money that we have to leave the United States. To leave. So I hear that and I'm like, damn, you're right. Now, the good thing for us, and good thing for you, at least with Colombia, I have given all of the resources up for free. Some capitalists might call me crazy. Oh well. I realize that, I can't take all this. I can't take any money. I can't take 1 red cent on the other side of this life. So yes, everybody needs money to live, but I cannot sell my soul knowing that my community needs resources. Seeing these things and knowing that my community actually needs resources to be able to lead them wherever it is that they need to leave, or inspire them if they can't leave. So anybody that's new here, I'll tell you, go to movetravelcolombia.com. There are a bunch of free resources on what kind of visas they have, how to move to Colombia. The ebook is free. It's FREE, todo es gratis. There's only like a couple of things on there that are paid. The relocation tours are paid because I need to pay the people that you're going to meet and take you around all of these neighborhoods. I need to pay them. We also provide food too. So like, things cost. So, but apparently, and shout out to Lola, she told me that looking at all these relocation tours, so many of them are really expensive. Yours is like one of the more affordable ones. And I said, I didn't think about this as far as being like this is because I'm overstuffing things. So I wasn't like, I need to, get a new Benz or buy a boat or, finance some, nice apartment on the water or anything like that. No, 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 no. Yes, things cost money, but I did my best to make it as affordable as possible because I know people don't have the resources. That's why I'm here on a Friday night. As soon as I get off, I got to go get dressed. But I know my people need to hear from somebody that they feel like gives a little damn without having to have a dollar amount. How dare I shame capitalism and then say yes? And if you want the real estate person's number, pay us $5. And a lot of people will pay it, but for what? Like you guys are already tired of those things. So please go to moodtravelcolumbia.com. We talk about relocation tours tonight, but I want to make certain that you know there are free resources that are already available. They're already there. The people that you need to actually move, even if you decide not to go on our relocation tour, so be it. You can call them and work with them directly. Now, I put it in a package where it makes sense for you to follow the blueprint that we've outlined because clearly I'm not in it to take your money. I'm in it to give you inspiration. I want you to guys have hope to realize that what you see every day on this news, America will position you as if this is the world. This is the world from America's viewpoint. This isn't the world. You guys, if you watch, you ever seen a parody of what is being covered as you go through different news? So some of you guys would have CNN, some of you guys would have MSNBC. I'd be surprised if any Fox News supporters on here, but some of you guys go to Fox News. But it's still relatively the same. You go to somewhere like they're selling world news that is like a whole nother place, like a BBC. You'll be like, all right, so on CNN and MSNBC, they're talking about what Melania Trump's dress and who it was made by. But on BBC, they're actually telling me not only what's going on in the United States, but what's going on around the world. And you have to start asking these things and saying, like, why? Pop culture is a big thing in the United States. Pop culture will literally leave you thinking that you need to go buy the bag, the new shades that Kendall Jenner endorsed, and not realizing that there's so much else going on in the world. But that's what's on the news at the evening time when you happen to catch it in. So many of you have actually gotten away from the news. You say, man, I'm not consuming that. Twitter, X, Twitter. Twitter used to be a good place to get news from because it was like unbiased and they weren't letting you put out BS. And now it's just, I don't know. Don't know what to say. But what I do know is these relocation tours are going to give you some real understanding because you guys are dealing with constant pressures of all of what comes with the United States. However, what I will tell you is you need to make smart decisions. Somebody on this couple of weeks ago when we had Will from Panama asked, can I go on multiple relocation tours? I not only said yes, but I actually said I implore you to go. I had Colombia, Mexico, and Costa Rica planned. Now, when I moved, it was not a time. No, there was plenty of stuff, and there's plenty of stuff going on then. But I wouldn't say a lot of people were looking to move right then. But you guys went through the pandemic and saw, what was going on there. You guys still saw police brutality when people couldn't even like go outside all the time, and it was like, were we going to just grow up like this forever? So a lot of people were leaving, so there were no relocation tours. There was no body to say, hey, here's a. I was lucky. I moved into a place from South Florida directly into somebody that I trusted because my cousin introduced me to. Um, Shout out to Drea. Shout out to Origin and Culture too. If you are happen to be in Medellin this weekend, tomorrow is the Black Joy Parade. Go support black amazingness. It's just it's imagine a Colombian second line, like New Orleans style, but like a Colombian second line. That's going down here in Medellin. But shout out to Drea, shout out to Origin and Culture, Steve, Juan, David. Those guys, they are the representatives of the Afro-Colombian community down here. And we do our best to not only support them, but they also do our best to support us. We're providing opportunities for us to connect. So I say that is because Drea was able to get me directly into my first apartment down here, and I did not have to figure out because you guys are coming from America. You're used to dealing with a real estate agent. You're used to dealing with an MLS listing. Yeah, no, that doesn't happen here. So anybody can sell you and rent you an apartment. So you may never know what the real price is unless you are dealing with vetted resources. That is why I tell you what I tell you, because yes, I give you all the tools you need to go move abroad, wherever it is that you do need to go move to. But I can only give you resources in Colombia because I would be a liar to say, well, yeah, I already know what it is, who it is in Mexico. I already know who it is in Belize. No, no, that's a lie. I only come to this platform with truth and give you either my perspective, my resources that I've already vetted, and you guys go to Black Expat Life in Colombia YouTube channel, you're going to see Panama, Belize, Qatar, Panama, Ghana, and Qatar. We're bringing Belize on soon. Shout out to Bree. But these things are real. So when you talk about, do I only go on one relocation tour? That depends. Did you do your research and narrow down to only one place? If you did, you need to go on that said relocation tour. But the likelihood of you doing your research, consistently following the steps that are outlined here with understanding what it is that you're leaving. Why are the reasons that I'm leaving the United States? And what is it that I'm looking for? What are you leaving? And what are you looking for? That way, you probably are not going to narrow it down to one place. But I say that is to say, go on a relocation tour and as many as you can. You know why? Would you rather go on multiple relocation tours to figure out if said place was right, if the neighborhood that you want to move in or the city that you want to move in actually has a neighborhood that you could possibly see yourself in? Or do you just want to chance it? Do you want to leave it up to TikTok? Do you want to leave it up to Instagram? Do you want to leave it up to whatever place in somebody's flash form content that said, this is the place that you want to be? People are paying to be seen in public places. Do you guys not know that? I actually feel some sort of like responsibility to not only give you guys trusted resources, but to actually show up. So when you get here and you say, hey, I'm here, I'm like, I need to go outside. Because if you follow what it was that I said, and then you end up showing up here and you down the street, I can't spare myself too thin, but I say that takes a lot because sitting here watching me have a conversation with you guys and have no understanding of what it is that you're saying outside of these comments I'm saying, y'all got to take a look at that. These relocation tours are not set up everywhere. But the good thing is this. MoveTravelColombia.com, I go with my itinerary. You can see it. You can see where we bring in the certain experts, who we have compiled. So if you're looking at Colombia, cool, come on ours. If you're looking at another place that doesn't have a relocation tour that is either in your price range, how do you go about finding the resources that I've already put together in said other country? Because I've already given you a blueprint that will not guarantee you success, but will increase the probability of you actually having success versus you returning back to the United States and dealing with what it is, the reason why you're sitting on this platform right now. There's the thing, you can always go back to the U.S. I'm not. You can always go back should it not work out. Should you not see what it is that I've been talking about. So let's get into it. We have our first relocation tour this for 2025, March 12th through the 17th. March 12th to the 17th, we will be here in Medellin, Colombia. We'll get into what is included, what's not included, what we're going to do, why you need to do these things. And you're going to see, you know what, that makes a lot of sense. You know why? Because so many of you guys are Nas and Belly that y'all want to go to Africa. Where? Well, Ghana, I heard they're giving out free citizenship to African Americans. Ghana is a country, just like the United States is a country. That's like somebody telling you, I want to go to America. And you're like, oh, yeah, what city? And you're like, the America one. Do you know that? Well, you guys already know that. You know that New Orleans is different from New York. You know that Mississippi is different from Philadelphia. You know that California is different from, and I say New Orleans, Louisiana. Uh, California is different from Florida. But you guys are so disenfranchised with what America has given you guys that you don't even realize that you're just talking about a country, never mind a city. Because when you come to Colombia and Medellin, we live here, the city of eternal spring, 70 to 80 degrees all year long. Beautiful weather, mountains. So many people are used to Cartagena and know Cartagena and familiar with that, but it's hotter than South Florida all year long, like 85 plus. Humid too. Y'all with hair, y'all gonna be like, the humidity is killing my hair. It be killing my beard. Seriously. But y'all so used to like saying like, oh, I want to just go to Colombia, and it's like, I want to go to Jamaica. Like, where are you going in Jamaica? Where are you going in these places? That's part one of what the relocation tour does. Because it says not only we're gonna take you to here, Colombia, but Medellin, but we're also going to take you to the different neighborhoods. Because some of these neighborhoods in Colombia are not walkable. I don't have a car. Don't need a car, but I don't have one either. And I say that is because y'all like, oh, well, go here. And it's like, Cartagena is small. It's hot and small. And it's one of the most expensive cities, if not the most expensive city in all of Colombia. Still cheaper than the United States, but it's one of the most expensive cities. And it's a lot of tourism. So you have a lot of people expecting that you're a tourist and asking. Living here in Colombia, even if I speak in Spanish, people, they know I'm American. And they're like, oh, you have USD. And I'm like, my brother, hermano, yo no tengo. I don't have any US dollars, and I haven't had any US dollars in a while. And I don't need any US dollars. You know why? Because I live here. Oh, you could just give me some USD. I don't have any USD. Why would I give you anything that I don't have? I have pesos just like you do. In Colombia, in Cartagena, you can definitely get around. I wouldn't say get around. I would say do not use US dollars, but somebody will gladly take that. Because they expect you guys to come here with a bunch of US dollars and not know the exchange rate and be sitting there with a bunch of money in your hand trying to count it out in the streets. These are all things you learn on relocation tours of why you may want to move into certain neighborhoods and might may not. You guys come to Medellin and be like, oh, yes, I want to go to Parque Lleras in Poblado. Nobody that actually lives out here that like is not a tourist, like even the expats, we don't live in those places. Like, nah. Why? But you don't know that. You're just so I'm ready to go that you like, I'm willing to just jump from TikTok to terminal, pack all my stuff up and roll out. So think about that. Think about that when you consider if you're not looking at my relocation tour and our relocation tour and you're looking at going those places, like, do you know the neighborhood that you want to live in? You guys put an Airbnb and you were like, Cancun. Cancun is a city, just like Philadelphia is a city. Philadelphia got West Philly, North Philly, Southwest Philly, Northwest Philly. But Northwest Philly is not called Northwest Philly. You got Uptown, Germantown, Brickyard, Chestnut Hill. All of those are neighborhoods. You guys are familiar with the concept. Please don't mistake the United States is the only one that has different neighborhoods with different feels and things of that nature. So, relocation tour, what we do. I'll tell you what is not included so we can get that straight. We do not include accommodations. You know why? Because if I gave you accommodations and said, this is where you should go, I don't know you enough to tell you where you should go live your life when you get here. We can always meet up for drinks. We can always meet up for restaurants. We can always meet up to go bowling. We can meet up for all of those things. But how am I going to tell you if you want to be in a walkable neighborhood, if you want to be where it's like, hey, there's a bunch of clubs out here and I don't mind the noise. I'd rather to be tucked off in the hills and have the most beautiful view ever, but I live on a hill when I go outside and I got to walk up hill like that. Like, how am I going to tell you? I would be a fool to say, hey, this is a good relocation tour and tell you, hey, this is where you're going to stay. I don't know you yet. So this relocation tour, it gives you, people have already started hitting me up. Like, where do I stay? Well, where do you want to stay? What is it that is important to you? So they can see the understanding behind this, because so many are like, well, accommodations not included. No, but it's also not $2,000 a person. So like, we give you what it is that you need. Airport transfer, it's not included. You know why? Some of y'all like to travel in style and some of y'all don't. They have taxis. There's the bus you can take. There's also private drivers. Personally, I take a private driver. Don't get no taxis, don't get no Ubers. I only take Uber in the city. All nuances that we're going to teach you over this relocation tour about how to live here in Colombia and specifically in Medellin. First night we get you guys here. We figured you came from somewhere far. Cool. I got you. Every day, every time we do a group trip, we always make certain. Let's break some bread. I'm big on community. So breaking bread together is something that we as a community do to get to know each other, to take a ease off from what it is outside of this table, and we can get to understanding with each other. So we bring you to some good restaurants. Welcome dinner is definitely included. We got you guys on that. Next day, we get up early in the morning. We do a little brunch situation. We give you guys the ability, but we feed you. I say that we feed you. We're not doing brunch. We feed you. We feed you in the sense of we do give you food, but it's a half-day seminar. This half-day seminar puts you directly in front of all those experts that you see on moodtravelcolombia.com that you should start talking to now. You can actually be in front of them. Never mind Zoom, whatever the case is. You might have traveled here and talked to them already and think like, yo, I forgot about all of this. Now, they're in front of you. They're giving you more detail on the things that are going to help you in regards to move here, whether it's healthcare, short-term rentals, long-term rentals, property investment. Because so many guys are like, if I get sick, what do I do? You guys in America, you guys go to urgent care, right? Yeah, no. You can, the doctor come to your house. Doctor here. $40. It costs $60 after you pay to have medical insurance to go to urgent care with copay. It costs $40. No insurance. I got insurance, but like not using insurance. And a doctor coming to your house and spend an hour with you, making sure you're okay and get a lot of things done in the house. All of these things are important because you need to be able to live here. Don't you need to know the emergency number? Because if you think the emergency number in Colombia and or anywhere else that you're going to is 911, maybe you should do some more research. These are all things that will be brought directly to the table that so many of us had to piece together. Not only vet resources and or lose money and or waste time. These are all things that are brought to the forefront. So the first day we bring you to a seminar with the experts. All the experts are designed to give you the ease of use that so many of us did not have. Your afternoons each day are set up to design for you to see what it is that you want to see. Go to the mall, go to the parks, go sit at a coffee shop. These things are important to what your daily life is going to look like. So we don't give you too much of a rigid schedule, but we give you enough of a schedule so you can get exactly what you need with the autonomy to see the city as you please. The next 3 days, they are set up in design. We're going to be doing some things outside of these 3 days. Let me back up a little bit. Shout out to Michelet. We'll be doing some Afro volunteerism opportunities, so volunteering within the Afro Colombian community. Depending on how many people come, we may be looking to do a cultural exchange, cross cultural exchange cookout with the Afro Colombian community, as well as the large and vibrant Afro expat community out here. Not just saying it's a bunch of only black people. For those that are not black that are happen to be watching this, there are a bunch of everyone out here, and anything that you want to fit into as a niche. If you like going out in nature, if you like playing basketball, if you like they have a WhatsApp group for everything. We're also going to give you those WhatsApp groups because what's the point of you coming to live here and you don't even know the WhatsApp group is? We got you. We literally are in a position to put you directly in front of all of the information that it is that you need to know. But the next 3 days are designed to do right what we talked about with those neighborhoods. We take you to 3 different neighborhoods, and in these neighborhoods, we take you to available apartments because depending on how long, maybe you're new here. But my view used to look a little bit different. I'm on the 22nd floor. I used to be on the second. So apartments look different. They have different amenities. Some people have 24/7 security. Some people don't have any security. Some people don't have an elevator. Some people have plenty of elevators. Some people have pools, gyms, saunas, bunch of stuff in there. It all depends on what it is that you want. Stuff and things is another topic, so I won't get into you about having to spend all your money just because you want to have the rich Riviera. But there's a affordable budget coming from America here for anybody. So what we want to do is show you not only these neighborhoods, but the attractions, the malls, the co-working spaces, the gyms, the bars, the restaurants, the banks. What else you need? The difference between a grocery store and a local market, because that can be a huge dent in your budget if you're only shopping at Carulla versus shopping at Mayorista. That's a local market. Mayorista is, or I think it's Minorista. Mayorista, something with Easter. Shame on me for forgetting. But Carulla is definitely the most expensive. You can spend like you're in America there. But if you don't know that, then how are you going to get that figured out? In any country, in any city that you go to. You guys starting to understand why these relocation tours are so important? Because if somebody was to mislead you, you might go back to the United States and be like, well, I knew I wanted to leave, but I didn't have a good time and they treated me bad. No, there's huge communities of people out here to do so that literally have already made the move. So many of us and so many of them I've brought onto my platform already because they're willing to reach back and give what we did not have. That is such an important thing. And you're going to hear this a lot on this platform when it comes down to community. We and us have always seen when we try to get together, commune, organize, move at one, for some reason, here comes, local focus and deciding that that's not okay. Yeah, we see so many other communities do so. And like I said, I have no problem with alienating. I don't want to alienate anybody. That's not my thing. But I don't have any problem with talking directly to my community. Let me better say that. I have no problem with talking directly to my community because I know so much of what my community is going through considering staying in the United States and or possibly leaving. We've got some researchers coming out because one of the biggest things when you go to look to move abroad is how do I make money? You guys are in my inbox asking me, what jobs can I get in Colombia? And I'm like, none of them. First of all, don't go to any country trying to impress anybody else out of a job. I mean, that's especially places that are no. I personally think the best thing for you to do if you're coming from America and you make US dollars now is to continue to make US dollars and take those US dollars around the world to any country. You go to Europe, you go to Colombia, you go to Argentina, you go to Australia, your US dollars are going to be good anywhere you go. So that's my best recommendation. Give up the traditional mindset. That's the second best recommendation I can give you because so many of you are used to going to a job and going and clocking into a physical place so you can do your work. You a grown ass person. Do your work somewhere else. Don't nobody need to babysit you to make sure you do your work. Y'all like talking at the water cooler, hanging out at the daggone vending machine. Do you want to live your life or you want to be around snacks and water all the rest of your life just because you like to carry on conversations? Come on, carry this conversation here. I don't go to co-working spaces. I don't work well with others in that perspective. I don't need the group projects. I would end up being there talking more than it is that I'm actually doing work. I stay to myself in those regards when I gotta get work done. But so many of you guys love co-working spaces, and so many people here love them. Come see them, but see them from a reality of you don't have to be there, y'all. Your ancestors did not have the ability to say, I'm getting over America. I'm one of the first people in my family, like generation line, with said passport. That wasn't something normal growing up in my household. Maybe it's now something that you can make a part of your family legacy moving forward from here, from today. But you got to make a decision. Now, we talk about the relocation tours and what it does. It literally gives you what you need if you're looking to move to Medellin to figure out, is this a place for me? Now, it's 6 days, 5 nights. We're here March 12th through the 17th. That information, as well as deposits you can put down, is at moodtravelcolombia.com. Two O's in Mood, two O's in Colombia.com. Now, the pricing, it covers the expert seminar, the local tour guides each day into the neighborhoods. We give you a digital guide with the WhatsApp groups, apps that you need here, the neighborhood guides that we have. We also got our welcome dinner. We do have, I think it's 2 dinners that are included in this pricing, but at double occupancy, we're at $650 per person. So $650 per person, double occupancy. Obviously, occupancy is not based off of accommodations. It's based off of if you are coming with you and your loved one, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. Cool. $650 per person. If you happen to be in a situation where it's like, I'm have a whole family out here, and we all need to go on tours and everything. Just message us. Our information is already on there. It's already on there. You can get in contact with us very easy. Moodtravelcolombia.com. Our single people are going to be at $830 per person. $830. I will tell you, I lost more than $830 in the first year trying to piece these people together because I did not have these resources. Never mind paying for convenience. Some of you guys are used to paying for convenience. And if I could give you a higher probability of moving out of the United States, if Medellin is on your radar and setting up a scenario where you and your girl, you and your dude, you and your family are more successful than what it would you be by being Bob Vila and DIYing it. I'm seeing these relocation tours in these places that they have them. They almost $2,000 a person. Kids is like 12 to 1,500 a person. A kid. Imagine you got a wife and you got to spend $6,000 just to get this information. I'm not trying to retire off nobody on these relocation tours. I just know my community needs it. I do need to be compensated for time. But most of the money actually goes to, one, this Afro volunteerism situation I gave you, and two, putting these experts and taking them off the beat of actually helping customers every day, which they do, but saying, hey, let me give you some money so that you can help these people have a better opportunity to come out here and be successful. So I want to make certain you guys are aware of these things, because relocation tours are going to be one of the most important thing to your journey overseas and to success in said overseas environment. We're also going to be able to bring you guys to the large. Now, I cannot say that everywhere you go is going to be large community. I am 37. I bring that up is because there are a large number of expats that are here that are my age range. And I say that is because other places can be set up for retirement relocation. Well, I'm 55 plus. I'm looking to go. If that's cool, if that's where you at, I got y'all. We have all of those people here too. We just have a more mixed community in some other places that I've seen around the world, where not as many younger people are in said community. I say that is because your research will get you a better understanding of what community that you want to fit in. We have veterans here, huge veteran community. Veterans, they actually have, I think they have a VA office here for American veterans. We had Mojo on, so go look at that conversation on Black Expat Life in Colombia. Mojo is not only a veteran, but she is also a mom that lives out here. So many of you guys are concerned with moving out with their kids. There are already people here with children And those children are probably in the more advanced stage than your children because they're now speaking English and Spanish. They're now actively going outside. So many of you kids and people's kids in America don't go outside and play with other kids. They're doing it here 100%. So please, guys, please, it doesn't have to be my relocation tour. I give you guys broad enough perspective to say if Colombia and Medellin is not on your plate, but moving abroad is, do your research. Go once you have done the ideation stage. The number 2 stage in these 6 steps is exploration. Exploration. So you guys have to understand that this exploration stage, put your Ferdinand Magellan hat on and go out and see this place with different eyes, not vacation eyes. If I move down here, where am I going to go eat at if I live in this neighborhood? Can I go live in a neighborhood where all the tourists go all the time? Where do people go if they just want to go grab a coffee? We going bowling tonight. The bowling experience here is not the bowling experience there. They got fire shows and live music, and I go there and get sushi and steak. Would you ever get sushi or steak at a bowling alley in America? Hell no. We live in life different, y'all. I'm happy to say I've been happy to be over here and be able to look back in America and see I did myself a favor by moving. Do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor and see a relocation tour without getting no visa back while you in the United States. You ain't actually really been there. I think that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Why? You got an engagement ring on the first date. Stop. But start. Start doing this research. Search. Start writing down why you're leaving the United States. If you're looking to leave, why? Well, because what? What are you actually fed up with? Because when you actually see it after you wrote it down, you see how many things you're fed up with and no longer looking for. You know, one, that it really might be time to go. And then two, you know what you don't want in the next place that you go to. You can't go from abusive relationship to abusive relationship. This ain't the ID channel. Stop. But start. So I'm gonna let y'all go. I usually give y'all about an hour, but I'm gonna take 13 minutes off and let y'all enjoy your Friday. It is Friday in America. You know, it costs $100 to go outside, and how many hours it take you to make $100? Y'all spending money and time like it ain't got no value to it. These relocation tours are designed to give you some understanding that there's more value in what these people have told you is where you need to be. Now, Monday I will be back. Monday I will be back with some exciting information. We've got some updates that are coming. We want to make certain that you guys are aware. If you guys don't know, shout out to the fellas at You, Me, and R&B. You, Me, and R&B. If you guys don't know, Philly, New York, DC, they going to New Orleans for the Super Bowl. Like, listen, y'all need to come to Cartagena, April 10th through the 14th. Go to moodtravelclub.com. Moodtravelclub.com. We have not only You, Me, and R&B coming, but we have an entire weekend planned for you guys to come to Colombia, see it. This is not a relocation tour. This isn't a fun tour. This isn't an adventure tour to see some of the best things you can see in Cartagena. We reconnect you with the African diaspora. We bring you some of the best food, fun, history, and culture, all in one place. Go to moodtravelclub.com. You can get there. There's an early bird discount. Depending on if you come in single, triple, or double occupancy, you can take up to $200 off per person right now. So please, I tell y'all, listen, I live here, but we are a travel agency. We do bring you guys to the best food, fun, history, and culture, not only in Colombia, but around the whole world. 2025 is going to be very, very exciting for us. We've got some people that y'all might know that is about to start traveling with us. So you guys make sure go, because once the early bird discount is gone, it's gone, and you're going to want to be locked in. So I appreciate you guys. Make sure you are enjoying your Friday. Make certain you are taking and adhering to the information that I'm telling you, whether it's relocation tours, whether it's what you need to wake up from in America. decluttering your life before you're moving abroad and shifting your priority off of stuff and things and back into the quality of life that you guys have. It's called the quality of life. It's not called the quantity of life. So remember that. And I'll see y'all guys on Monday. We'll be back here at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all jump in my DMs. Y'all let me know if y'all need anything from me, anything you may want to see. Two websites. You go to moodtravelcolumbia.com, two O's in Mood, two O's in Columbia. That is where you're going to get a whole bunch of free information on how to move abroad. Sign-ups there for relocation tours are already there March 12th through the 17th. Y'all make sure y'all pull up to that. And then moodtravelclub.com. You go to moodtravelclub.com. That's where all the information is for April 10th through the 14th, as well as our entire 2025 calendar. After April, we actually have a calendar trip for you every month. Every month, we give you guys the opportunity to travel because I know if you can't leave, you're going to want to see more of the world. So thank you guys, as always. And stay safe. America gives you enough problems already. Make sure y'all stay safe.